Dan and the Lucky Lottery Ticket. Dan was a curious kid with a knack for finding strange things in ordinary places. One rainy Tuesday afternoon, he was at the grocery store with his mom. As she picked out vegetables, Dan wandered over to the magazine rack. That's when he saw it, a colorful, shiny lottery ticket lying on the floor. It practically sparkled under the fluorescent lights, and Dan could hardly resist picking it up. He turned it over and noticed it hadn't been scratched yet. The possibility of a prize crossed his mind, and a mischievous smile spread across his face. What if this ticket was a winner? He could finally get the roller-skating robotic dog he'd seen on TV. Dan slid the ticket into his pocket and raced back to his mom, tugging her sleeve. "Mom, can we go home? I need a coin." His mom looked puzzled but agreed, and soon they were on their way back. The moment they got home, Dan grabbed a coin and went to work scratching off the lottery ticket. The first number revealed itself, 5. He shouted. Then another number, 7. "Oh, wow." He scratched faster, and then, with one final scratch, it was clear, he'd won. The ticket announced, $1,000 prize, in bold letters. Dan couldn't believe his luck. He was going to be rich. Just imagine the candy, the roller skating dog, and the mountain of pizza he could buy. But then Dan's older sister, Lily, noticed him jumping around. "What's up with you?" she asked, arching an eyebrow. "I just won $1,000. Dan yelled, thrusting the ticket in her face. Lily snatched the ticket and examined it. Dan, you have to be 18 to cash in a lottery ticket." Dan's face fell. 18? That's like a million years from now. Lily shrugged. "Guess you'll have to wait or find someone who's 18 to help." Dan wouldn't give up that easily. He had a few friends in the neighborhood who were really tall, maybe they'd look old enough to cash the ticket for him. So, he dashed out the door, ticket in hand, and went straight to his friend Benny's house. Benny was just as excited as Dan. "Wow, $1,000. But I'm only 10. Maybe if we wear suits and put on fake mustaches, they'll think we're older." Dan loved the idea. They gathered supplies, a suit from Benny's dad, some sunglasses, and mustaches made out of fuzzy pipe cleaners. They looked in the mirror and gave each other thumbs up. They definitely looked like grown-ups now. When they arrived at the convenience store, they strode up to the counter with their chests puffed out. "We're here to cash in this lottery ticket, sir," Dan said, doing his best to sound deep-voiced. The store clerk looked at them, then at their fuzzy mustaches, then back at them again. "Nice try, kids. Come back when you're 18. Defeated but not willing to give up, Dan had one last idea. He ran home and found Grandpa Joe, who had just woken up from his afternoon nap. "Grandpa, you're over 18. You could cash in this ticket for me." Grandpa Joe squinted at the ticket. Let's see, Dan." He scratched his chin thoughtfully. "I'll help you cash it in, but only if I get a little something out of it too. How about you buy me a nice chocolate cake?" "Deal." Dan agreed, shaking Grandpa Joe's hand. They marched back to the store together, and finally, Grandpa Joe was able to redeem the ticket. As they left, Grandpa handed Dan a crisp, new bill. "Here you go, kiddo. 1,000 cents." He laughed heartily, and Dan's jaw dropped. "Wait. You mean it's only $10? Grandpa chuckled. "That's right. Sometimes these things are in cents, not dollars." But hey, it's still enough to get a few candies. Dan sighed but couldn't help grinning. $10 wasn't 1,000, but it was better than nothing. And besides, he'd gotten an adventure, a cool suit and mustache, and a story to tell all his friends. Plus, Grandpa was already planning to share that chocolate cake with him. In the end, Dan learned that sometimes, the journey can be even more valuable than the prize.